Yo, what's going on guys? In today's video, we're going to be breaking down how to create the split screen transition. Now, we're not going to be creating the typical slide transition. I'm going to be showing you guys a few effects as well as creating a smooth animation in order to get this really cool split screen transition. And before we get into the video, I want to let you guys know that my name is Danny and I run a motion visual shop where I sell editing packs and presets for video editors. So if you would like to level up your edits and also save a lot of time, I'll have the link to that down in the description. With all that being said, let's get right into the video. All right, so here in After Effects, the first thing we're going to do is mask out the left side of this first layer. In order to do that, we're going to grab this rectangle tool right here, and we want to mask out exactly half of the layer. So after grabbing the rectangle tool, open up your proportional grid just so that we know how much to mask out. And like I said, you want to mask out exactly half of the composition. So for the left part, I'll mask it out like that. That should be about half. And if you want to be like exact, then you can just click the mask. And then if you click your left arrow key, you can see that my mask is slightly moving towards the left. So that is exactly half of the left side of this layer. And we are going to be creating that split screen transition. So we want to also make sure that we have the right side of this layer as well. So you want to duplicate this layer, click Ctrl D. Instead of having the mask at add for this one, make sure to click subtract. And just like that, we have a right side of this clip and then the left side. So it's important to have those two different sides. I'm going to actually open up proportional grid again. And if you click this icon right here, it gets rid of the mask icon. So because I see this little gap right here, what I'm going to do is select this mask, click that left arrow key again, and that just moves it more towards the left. So now we don't have that little gap anymore. Now we're going to create that slide animation for this first clip. And I'll also change the color of this layer as well, just so it's easier to identify. So the one on the left is going to be the yellow color, and then the one on the right is going to be the aqua color. And in order to create that slide animation, let's add an effect called motion tile. So once you add that effect, go towards the end of your layer. And I want this animation to feel really smooth. So from the end, go back 16 frames. If you hold the shift button and then click page up, that goes back 10 frames, and then just click page up 6 more times. And we're going to keyframe the tile center. Click U to reveal the keyframes, go all the way towards the end or 1 frame before the end. I want this layer to slide up. So we're only going to be keyframing the Y value of this motion tile effect, or for the tile center, because we're creating that vertical split screen transition. So for this one, let's keyframe this in a way where it slides up. I'll keyframe that to like 540. You don't have to have it like too intense. So right now it's like, doesn't really look as smooth. So grab this keyframe, bring it towards the end, easy ease the keyframes. Now what we're going to do is do the same thing for the layer that we duplicated, but instead of having it slide up just like the one that we just did, we're gonna have this one slide down. So add the motion tile effect for this layer, keyframe the tile center, the start, or keyframe it at the same point as we did for that first layer, and then go towards the end. And for this one, like I mentioned, we want to make sure it slides the opposite direction. So this one is going to be sliding down, and I'll just keyframe that right there. Bring that keyframe towards the end. Make sure to easy ease the keyframes. Also turn on the motion blur for both of these layers. So this is what we have for the animation so far. We have 2 of these layers sliding in opposite directions. And then what we're going to do is smoothen out the keyframes. So let's grab these 2 keyframes and then go to the graph editor. For this one, I'm going to have the left side at 100%. So make sure to just drag that point so that the influence is all the way at 100%. And then just do the same thing for the other keyframes as well. And that way, when the animation's playing, we have this really smooth animation where it slides kind of slow at the start. Then as it animates out, it goes really fast. Then we're going to pretty much do the same thing for the second layer. So what I'm going to do is grab the mask from that first clip and then click M to reveal the mask. For this one, I'll just change the color to yellow as well, because we want this layer to animate in the same direction as the first layer that we worked on. Click Ctrl C on this mask and then click Ctrl V in order to paste that mask onto this new clip. So now we have that left side masked out. And then I'm going to duplicate this layer, click Ctrl D. For this one, I'll just change it to the same color as this layer right here. This one is going to be aqua. And then instead of having the mask at add, change this one to subtract. That way we have the right side of this layer. And for this one too, it like kind of messed up the mask. So let's just click that mask and then click the left arrow key, drag that towards the left. That way we don't have that little gap anymore. So for this layer, let's also add add the motion tile effect, and then go forward 16 frames just like we did for the first clip. Keyframe the tile center at the original position, then go back towards the beginning. And for this one, we're going to be sliding the left side of this layer as the same direction as we did for the left side of the first clip. So this one, as you guys can see, the left side, it like animates up. So we're going to do the same thing because we want to make sure that the animation goes the same direction, because you know, if it goes a different direction, then the animation it's not going to look good. So for this one, let's animate it so that it slides down. I'll just animate it like that. Easy ease the keyframes, and this is how the animation looks so far. So we have it traveling at the same direction as the first clip. Now let's add the motion tile for the second layer. Go forward 16 frames, keyframe the tile center, go towards the beginning, and then we're going to go the opposite direction for this layer. So instead of having it slide up, let's have it slide down. So I keyframed mine like that. We have this right side sliding down, and then open up the keyframes, make sure to ease the keyframes, turn on the motion blur for both of these layers. After doing that, go into the graph editor for this one. Instead of having the influence on the left side at 100%, we're gonna grab the right side and make sure that it's at 100%. Then create the same exact graph for the last layer. Just drag that all the way towards the left. And when I play this, the animation doesn't really look smooth. So what I'm going to do is grab the keyframes from the first clip, just grab those and then bring it forward 1 frame. Then grab the keyframes from the second clip and just bring that back 1 frame. That way, when the animation's happening, we have that overlap effect. It just makes the animation, it just makes the transition look smoother. Now what we're going to do to make it look even better is add a few effects. So let's create a new adjustment layer and then cut it to the same length when this first keyframe start, and then make sure to also cut the other side. We're going to add an effect called the mini max. And right when we add that effect, you want to increase the radius. So when we do that, it creates like bright, boxy look, I guess. And I only want it to affect the vertical part, or the vertical direction, because you know, we're creating that split screen transition where it slides up and down. So instead of having it at horizontal and vertical, let's click just vertical and then increase the radius. I want it to look pretty intense. Let's increase that to 60. Keyframe that at the start, go to the beginning, keyframe that back to 0, also keyframe the end at 0. And then we're going to add an exposure. Keyframe the exposure at the middle. We want this to be pretty bright, so let's just keyframe that at 1, and then keyframe both the beginning as well as the end at 0. Let's ease all the keyframes, and then go into the graph editor for the minimax effect. And for the left side of this graph, we're going to be creating the same graph as we did for the left side of the first clip. So where we had the influence on the left side at 100%. So just drag this point towards the right. And for this one, we're going to be creating the same graph as we did for the right side of the mask layers. So just drag this towards the left, make sure to influence at 100%, and then just create the same exact graph for the exposure keyframes. So that way we have a consistent animation that actually looks good. So when I play this, we have that really smooth split screen transition. And by adding the mini-max as well as the exposure effect, just makes the transition look even better. And that is all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.